Hey guys, it's Meg. You guys know me from my Instagram account, crunchycrumbles_ASMR. This video is going to be your ASMR Gymchalk guide, so you know which brand is the best for what you want to use it for. So behind me I have 12 different Gymchalk brands. I got them on Amazon except for one. I got REPOSTS right there. Got that one on their website because you can't get it on Amazon. So this video is going to go over different textures. So like the softness, the hardness, which ones crumble easily, which ones feel like styrofoam, and of course which ones have those little glass sounds when you break them apart. And then we're going to go over which ones arrive whole, which ones arrive broken, and that might be different for you when you get yours. And then price. And at the end I'm going to make a recommendation to beginners so they know which one would be a good one to start with, because you never know. And then I'll make a recommendation to avid Gymchalk users so they know which one is the best bang for their buck. Now when I go over each one, it's going to be an up close on my table, so you won't see my face, but we're also going to go over which ones feel the same, which ones come from the same places or where they come from. And just so you know that these all mostly come from China, a few come from Taiwan, and one, I believe, maybe two, come from the USA. That's where they were made. So let's get started, and I hope you stay tuned. So here I have Chockness Monster. Chalkness Monster is milled in China, and it cost me $12.95 for a pack of 8 blocks. Now, a lot of people like this. I hear it's super crunchy, so I'll just get into this. As you can see, it is damaged, but it came out whole. You can see cracks in it. It's very crumbly. You see the texture, it's not smooth, it's very chunky in there. And it falls apart like gravel. Just a little squeeze and it's gone. It's super hard though, even though it crumbles to gravel easily. The chalk itself is very hard. And this would not be good Gymchalk if you want to carve things because of the texture. It's not smooth at all. But a lot of people like this because of how easily it falls to gravel. Dust. So some brands I actually could not figure out where they were made. So this brand, Seiichi, I guess that's how you say that. I actually got this on Amazon, but it came from overseas for me because I'm in the United States, so it came from the UK. My assumption is it's also made in China, so I'm going to open it up. A lot of these brands have this little sticker, and the other brands that have this little sticker are made in China, so I'm assuming that it's probably made in maybe the same factory. But oh, it's broken. Or it's not broken, but it's cracked, heavily cracked. So let's see. The texture's not, it's in between like hard and soft. Like it's not as soft as, let's say, Rage, but it's not as hard as GSC. So that's a pretty good medium. Now if it didn't have that giant crack in it, that would actually be a pretty good brand to carve with. You know, when you break it, it has the smooth sides. It's not all chunky. So has a good crunch. And now I'm going to break this apart. Let's see if we can get... This one does give you those glass sounds. So that's awesome. I would just say it's just a little bit harder than Rage Fitness Gymchalk. actually really like this brand. It's not too hard on my hands at all. This brand costs for a box of 8 blocks, $14.99. For my purposes, I just got 3 blocks and I paid $9.99 for it, but it was free shipping, so not too bad. I would pay $14.99 and with the free shipping on Amazon, so I actually really like this brand. Okay, so I have more than one where I'm not sure where it came from. My guess is China with this one as well. I'm not really sure, but it also has the same little seal dots that the Seiichi brand had. So let's get into this brand. It actually has similar markings on it as the Seiichi brand. It's actually much softer though. It came whole, so this would be a good brand for carving. Has good texture. So Ader right now is $16.90 for a box of 8. Sorry, I keep saying block. Now I actually ordered a different brand, and when I got it, I got Ader instead. So I only ordered 2 blocks, but this is actually very, very nice, very soft. I would say it's not as soft as, or it's softer, I'm sorry. I would say it's softer than Rage. And it kind of has the little glassy sound. It's not the best glassy sound for those who like the glass sound. So if you don't like glass sound, this might be a good option for you. Overall, this is seems like a very good Gymchalk for ASMR purposes. However, there's other ones that are just very similar to it that are much cheaper. So it also depends on what Amazon has going on at the time too. Sometimes they do sales on different brands. So here we have Cramer. It's made in China. This you can actually buy at Dick's Sporting Goods, but it's also on Amazon. At Dick's it's $5.99. On Amazon it's $7.99 for only 2 blocks, so it's actually quite expensive. But if you look, it also has the little dot seal like the other ones, which is what made me suspect those are from China. So it's very possible that people use the same seals on their Gymchalk. But if you look at the chalk, it has a lot of the same markings as the other ones. Markers on Gymchalk can kind of tell you where they came from as well. So let's pop this one. Ooh. When I crunch in my hand, it feels like Rage to me. Rage is the Gymchalk I use the most. But it has that glass sound a little bit. This would be a great Gymchalk to carve, but this is a little bit, I think maybe a little softer than Rage, I don't know. It's pretty soft. Does not hurt my hands at all. So this one's actually more expensive than any others, but if you're in a bind and you need some Gymchalk and you're in the United States, you can run over to Dick's and get 2 blocks for $5.99. I probably won't use this brand again just because it is so expensive, and you can get several other blocks that are much cheaper and feel the exact same. But it was nice. I like it. here's Rage. If you are ever on my channel, you know that Rage is what I use the most. It's actually the first Gymchalk I ever bought, and it just worked great. So I just basically stuck with it. So this is my first time actually using a lot of other Gymchalks. So I still really like Rage too because it's pretty soft. Rage, however, is made in Taiwan, not China. So let's get into this one. As you can see, it comes whole, and I can often tell whether or not someone's using Rage or actually Grip, because Grip looks the same because it has these lines, if you see the lines, and then on one side it'll have the little stippling. That's how I know it's Rage. So this one actually has a little bit of blemishes in it, so smooth. You can get that glass sound. Can actually crunch it where it doesn't have a lot of crunchiness to it, but if you crunch it right, it actually does have a lot of crunch to it. And I have never received Rage with any broken blocks. I have started carving and the block broke on me while I was carving, but I've never opened a package with a block broken in half. So Rage right now on Amazon is $13.99. However, it fluctuates in price often. So I've gotten it as cheap as $12 on Amazon. The average price that I've noticed was $12.49, but it recently went up to $13.99, I think, due to low quantity. So you can also get it on their website too directly. Of course, there's shipping, and I think you have to end up ordering 4 boxes with their shipping for it to actually come out a little bit cheaper than on Amazon. So keep that in mind. But it's super soft, like most Gymchalks. I would actually, after doing the Seiichi brand, Seiichi and Rage feel very similar to me as far as how hard they are, or soft. They're actually soft Gymchalks, but they're firmer of the soft Gymchalks. So here we have Grip. This is also made in Taiwan, just like Rage. Same kind of packaging, as you can see. And then its hole has a little blemish here. This happens to Rage as well. But you can see the lines are the same as on Rage. And I'm sure one side has a stippling. So I am very confident in saying, since they're both made in Taiwan, they have the same markings, that these Gymchalks come from the same manufacturer. And they sell it to 2 different companies. It feels exactly like Rage. That actually seemed a little softer. But that seemed the same. So Grip on Amazon is $12.49. So if you want something that's like Rage, and Rage is too expensive, or Rage is, you know, more on the higher end of the $13.99, then you can get Grip for the $12.49. It's a nice soft Gymchalk, does not hurt my hands at all. I will probably use Grip every now and then, just because if I need to order and I can't get Rage in bulk like I did this last time, then I would probably order Grip because it's cheaper than Rage right now. And I really like the texture, and it's the exact same thing. So, great for carving. Here we have Prosource, made in China, and it's also one of those brands that have that little dot seal. So pretty intact. It's got the same kind of markings on it. Some go from corner to corner swoop. This one goes across. That just fell right off. The first couple pieces that popped off seemed pretty easy, but going into it further, it feels a little bit more like Rage and Seiichi. Good Gymchalk to carve if you wanted to carve things into it. Yeah, that's a good firm chalk. Man, just in the one block from one side to the other, it was a little softer and then it got a little firmer. So Prosource on Amazon right now is $14.99. So same brand or same price as the Seiichi. It's got a good amount of crunch. It doesn't hurt my hands. They got a little tougher to crunch up by the end of that. That's a pretty good solid Gymchalk, but again, there's a few other brands out there that are similar that are a little bit cheaper. This one we have Cap. The reason why I'm showing the box is because it does not have any distinguishing marks on the package. Plain packaging. It's not even sealed on the sides. But look at that block. Perfectly intact. Seems really lightweight. This one definitely has more of a feel of styrofoam than any of the other ones that I've messed with. In fact, the other ones didn't feel styrofoamy to me at all. Look how easily that just crumbles. So it'd be great for carving as well. And the great thing about this Gymchalk, on Amazon it's $9.99 right now for 8 blocks. That's a really good price. I'll probably repeat this at the end, but this is definitely the brand I would recommend for beginners because it gives them an idea if they like Gymchalk. If they don't like the styrofoam feel, then they can go for another brand if they didn't like this one. But because it's so cheap, you can buy one box, and if you don't like it, then you didn't waste a lot of money on Gymchalk. If you don't like Gymchalk, you didn't waste a lot of money on it. So overall, this is a good Gymchalk. I'd totally buy this and use it if I might actually get some of this on hand just to have for those times that you just want really soft chalk. It just falls apart in the powder so quick. And Cap, I believe Cap is also made in China. Let me check the box. Yep, made in China. Of the China brand ones, this one is definitely the softest so far. Here we have Spry. I bought a 4-pack for the purpose of this video and I got it for $10.99, but you can also get an 8-pack for $15.99. I'm showing you the box because like the other Gymchalk that I did a few minutes ago, it has no distinguishing markers on the packaging. So got double the wrapping here, and in my opinion double wrapping doesn't really matter. This one was double wrapped and it has blemishes. It even has some cracking in it, so light cracking, and it's made in, I don't know if I said it, it's made in China. You can see the swoosh marks in it. This one, I would compare it to the last brand, Cap. It is exactly like that one to me. It's more styrofoam, meaning it's like more airy, it's like lighter. It does have that glassy sound, if you like it. It would be great for carving as well, but since it's more expensive than the Cap, I would definitely recommend the cap over this. So this brand is great too. I mean, depending on what you can get and where you're at, it's not a bad brand at all. Definitely carvable. It's definitely more, like I said, styrofoamy like the other ones, so it's definitely like cap. So cap was $9.99, Spry is $14.99, and I would say that they're the same. As far as texture and softness goes, very soft, crumbles apart easily, but also very much carvable. Before we get into spider chalk, I want to go back real quick. I mentioned that cap and Spry felt the same and everything. I just checked their packaging and they both had plain white packaging except for Spry had the cellophane around it. The plain white packaging though looks exactly the same. It has the same like sheen on it and everything. So yeah, so they're I'm pretty sure they're made in the same place. So cap was $9.99 and Spry was $14.99 again. So spider chalk is actually USA made. When you order spider chalk, you get mega blocks. So you only actually get 3 blocks that equal 1 pound, which the 8 blocks, standard box size is 8 blocks. It also equals 1 pound. So spider chalk is actually one of the most expensive, and it's because it's in the USA. It's actually, when I bought this, it was $21.99. So, oh, to show you size-wise, this one's actually a little thinner for some reason. But if I got a thicker one, same thickness, but you can see a little bit wider. So I think it's just more condensed. So I'm guessing it's going to be pretty hard. It actually feels pretty hard just touching it, trying to rip the packaging off. I don't even know if I'll be able to break this apart. We'll see. So a piece of it broke off. Wow. Oh my gosh, guys. That's really hard. The best way to break it is for me to twist it. That is not easy to break. This is probably the hardest Gymchalk. I would not recommend this for ASMR purposes at all. It sounds nice. I mean, I guess I'm weak, but you'd have to really be strong to crumble that apart. I probably won't even do the whole block because it hurts my hands. It definitely sounds good, but, oh man. I'm sure it's great for the purpose of what Gymchalk's really for, but for ASMR, this is not fun. You know, if you soak it in something, it might make it softer. I don't even know how well this would carve. I don't think harder Gymchalks carve very well. This is definitely the hardest. So, for $21.99 and how hard it is, I would not recommend Spider. Sorry, Spider. I, you know, live in the USA, love the USA, but it's not good for ASMR purposes, so I'm not even going to finish that. But, ooh, man, that hurts. I got pretty dainty hands though, guys, so. Here we have this packaging. It says BSN Sport. When I ordered it, I ordered GSC. So it's the same thing. It's the same box. So it's made in China. And the reason why I showed the box is because it's got plain packaging on it. Now, I have ordered this before, and I wasn't going to order it again, but I went ahead and ordered it just for the video. This is probably the crappiest Gymchalk I've ever seen for ASMR purposes. It's very hard. Not as hard as Spider, but it's very hard. It is only $12.12 on Amazon currently. However, it always comes broken. And you see this powdery mess? They packaged it in a bag, actually, and like when I pulled it out of the box, it was just like powder was everywhere, guys. But look at this. That's just not good. Nobody wants that for ASMR. This is awful. It is chunky, like Chockness. Ooh, that was actually soft compared to the last batch I got. That's actually really soft. Maybe it's because it was so broken apart. The last batch I got was not this broken apart. So it was actually really hard on my hands. So this, right now, I would compare it to Chalkness Monster. Let's grab another one, just... Look at that, it just falls apart. So, I wonder why the last batch was really, really soft and this one's really, really hard and this one's really, really soft. Probably just because, wow. So, this is just not good for people who want to use it for ASMR. It's much softer than the last time. I'm just amazed at how soft this is right now. I actually like the feel of it right now, but you never know when you order it from them whether or not it's going to be soft or really hard. The last batch I got, it hurt my hands whenever I crumbled it. So, and it wasn't great for carving. I had some chunks that I could carve, but it was so hard, it was hard to carve. But, I mean, this falls apart, you can't even carve it, so. This is a lot like Chockness Monster, but it's a little bit softer. So, this was a BSN Sport or GSC. Rogue Chalk. Rogue Chalk is the only brand that I bought directly from roguefitness.com because they do not sell it on Amazon. I do not know where this one is made. I couldn't find it. It doesn't say it on the box. But if you notice, it has this little dot closure. This one from their website is $11.99. However, you also have to pay shipping on top of that, and so it ends up being like $16.95 or something like that. However, if you order 3 boxes of this, you can get free shipping. It ends up being like $35 and some change, which is a lot to spend on Gymchalk, but it's 3 boxes. So, if you want free shipping, that's how you get it with this brand. And they ship, this brand actually ships all over the place. USA, Canada, Australia, and Europe. So, my guess is that it is China made. Little breakage. When I first opened this Gymchalk on my page, I did a little teaser on my Instagram. It wasn't broken at all, but you see how the swoopies are from the corners as opposed to across it. But now this Gymchalk, even though it broke, it's still a good brand for carving. You can kind of get the glass sound, but this Gymchalk is firm. I'm not a huge fan of hard Gymchalks, but I know a lot of people like the hard Gymchalks because it sounds crunchier, and this is definitely what you're going to want. It doesn't fall apart easily, you can carve it, and you can get great quality sound. I'm having issues because I'm weak. There we go. I probably should have started with this Gymchalk, but this is my last one, so. So $11.99, add shipping, or get 3 boxes, get free shipping. I really like this brand because it sounds so crunchy, but I prefer softer because my hands are dainty. So there you have those 12 different Gymchalks. So for beginners, I would recommend Cap. Does have more of a styrofoam feel to it because it's a little bit more airy. However, it's the cheapest option. It's $9.99, and you can, you know, try it out, see if you like it. And if you do like Gymchalk, then you can explore other brands. But Cap definitely for the win for beginners. If you don't want to go with the styrofoam feel, you think that might bother you some, then I would definitely go with Grip or Rage, because they are very similar. And Grip is $12.49, which Rage is sometimes $12.49, or it's $12. It's a little more expensive right now, but these two brands are also great for beginners to see if they like Gymchalk, if they don't like the styrofoam feel of Cap. If you are an avid Gymchalk user, you love it, you don't mind ordering in bulk because you know you're going to use it, these are the two brands I recommend. And the reason being, Rogue is $11.99, that's really cheap, and if you decide to order in bulk, you can get 3 boxes for free shipping. And it's great if you like hard Gymchalk, so definitely go that route if you like more of the firmer stuff. And it is carvable. I did carve some of it, and it's definitely carvable. Rage, you can actually go to their website directly, and you can order in bulk. Now, their bulk options are different. You'd have to order 10 boxes to really get a deal. And you end up spending a little over $100, but you get the boxes, it breaks it down to $11.13, because you do end up paying shipping on it, but with the shipping included, and you price configure it per box, it's $11.13 per box. So, which is what I did, and I did that, and I have tons still left, and it's been lasting me quite a while. And it saved me a lot of money. So, these are definitely the brands I recommend for avid users. Softer Gymchalk, harder Gymchalk. Both carvable, and I like both. But Rage is probably still my #1. And honestly, at this point, my #2 is probably the Cap, just because I like the texture. The styrofoam doesn't bother me. It's kind of styrofoam-esque because of the lightness. And it's so cheap, $9.99. So if I ever can't get Rage for whatever reason, or just want to use Cap because I have several blocks now, I can use the Cap. So, but those are my favorite. But this is what I recommend for avid users. I just wanted to thank you guys for joining in on this little adventure of mine, comparing different Gymchalks and which ones I recommend for beginners and which ones I recommend for avid users. I just wanted to include this little clip so that you knew where to check me out on Instagram if you don't already follow me there. And also, I hope you will like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you notice this lovely background here, this is actually something I painted. And I'm also on Instagram under an art account, which is minicraze_art by Megan. And you can find pieces like this art. This is canvas that I did a paint pour on. So thank you for joining in, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.